So you think I should fill it up first, or just pull the nail out first?
Luke, do me a favor. The internet, the greatest invention of mankind. Go on the internet
Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can.
and see what they say first, and then do it. Because you don't want to make any mistakes and then go back and say, oh, I should have done this. Go on the internet.
But the before the internet, people were still doing this. So
Luke,
you don't-
Luke. Do you know how to do this? Have you ever done this before? Go on the internet.
I can do it. I can do it.
Luke, what's wrong with you?
There's nothing
Go
wrong
on
with
the
it.
internet and tell them what. There's about 5 or 6 different videos that can tell you exactly how to do this.
All right. Well, all it is a matter of am
Yeah,
I gonna?
From what I told you, I've never done this before. All right? I'm.
What would you do? You'd get a new.
I would go on the internet. That's what I would do. Why are you so fucking stubborn?
I'm not stubborn. It's just adding a step.
You know what do you mean adding a step? Do you know what you're doing? Do you know how round how deep that thing goes or how wide it's supposed to be? You have any idea?
How wide? What's supposed
Never
to be?
mind. Never mind. See, this is you're exposing your immaturity. That's what you're doing here.
Dad, the only issue is
There is no issue here.
you think I should see if I need to fill it up. Oh, it's a screw. What? It wasn't a nail. It was a screw. That's what I'm saying. Sheesh. Alright. Okay. If the injury is not in the tread area and straight into the tire, you're fucked. So, I'm gonna go probe and clean the injury channel with the probing tool. Probing this gizmo. I'm not gonna. The guy said actually, if you don't have to, don't ream it out. So let's just leave that like that for a second. Alright. Center the repair into the eye of the inserting needle. This is the repair here. Oof, sticky. I should wear gloves. Oh my god, really? Yeesh. Save this. In case I need to do it again. Push the repair into the injury channel up to the point where it is about a ½ inch above the tire's surface. Okay, so this goes in here. Oh my god, this goo is all over me now. Right. Great. Get in there, you mother clocker. Centered, okay. Now, push the repair insert into the injury channel. Hey, what's up, Zachy? Yeah. So this is going in until And this part is a 1/2 inch out of the tire. And then finish the repair by trimming the insert, which is this. Alright, so here goes. Put this in here. Oh yeah, it's going in. It's going in. It's going in. Yeah, mother clucker, get in there. Okay. So that's, now when I pull this out, it should just come out without the rubber piece. Oh, it worked. Is that enough in though? Shoot, I think I gotta. It's like. Okay. Let's go. So that's the plug. And now they want me to trim this piece off. Let's use this. Okay. Just heard a sound that. Here we go. All right, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Boom. And that should be it. Now I got to fill this up. Get the tube here. Plug this in. You clucker. Okay, where's this? Goes here. I'm gonna get the pressure gauge. Get the pressure gauge from the car. Should say on the side here. Max pressure, 51 psi right there. Okay. Made in Korea. Okay, let's see here. Where is the, did I turn it? Okay, hold on. 51 is the most, so. What? Really? 21? That can't be right. 22. What the heck? It feels really full though. I guess it's not filled up yet. I don't want to fill it up too much and fucking explode in my face. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Let me push on the other tires and see what how they feel. Put 32, dude. 32 psi. Okay. See, this one, it feels. 32 psi. I'm just gonna check. Why are the lights on in this car? Am I dead? Hello? Why my dad has the car on? But let's see this one here. All right, this one's 30. Okay, so just gotta put more air in, that's all. I'm just afraid of it exploding in my fucking face. Then I'll have to wear a mask. Like the man in the Iron Mask. $25. You gotta do it twice, right? 25 still. Okay. Boom. Almost 30. All right, just a little more. $31. Boom. $30. Should I do just like 2 seconds more? There it is, 32. Cha-ching. 34 psi. They should all be 32, 34. You never see a mechanic wearing black socks. What? Who cares? What if I get grease on it? Can't show up on my white socks. Come on, man. Don't troll me. they should all be 34. I'm not a mechanic, guys. I'm just gonna put the tire back on and call it a day. I actually wanted to get a little interaction with my dad because these are memories, you know. So he left me to do it myself. It's a metaphor, you know. But apparently we got the internet. X, are we training today? 4 o'clock, bro. 4 o'clock we're training. I'm putting my tire back on. I'm gonna make some food for my girlfriend. We were supposed to go on a picnic, but that got rained out. So I'm gonna make some food. I'm gonna make some bread. I can't stream that because I have a Stalker X and I don't want my girlfriend to be exposed to that. So I won't be streaming my cooking later. But just gotta get that done. I'm not gonna eat until after training, so I'm just gonna make the food. And then I will stream the training at 4. Was there no hubcap? Should be a hubcap somewhere. I don't. Let's go this way, right? Let's go this way. Or that way. Let's go this way. Ah, fuck. Let me jack this up a little more. Should I use it this way? Just gonna... Fuck. Am I doing this wrong? Let's go this way. Alright. So we're going here. I can't tell if this is going up or down. The front 34 and the back 32. Steve, yo, I'm glad to see you, man. I wanted to thank you for sending me that money on PayPal, bro. Much appreciated. I don't know. I think I still got it. I don't think I bought anything in particular. But lately I have gotten 2 beach towels. And those are going to be used. They're going to be sold to fund my tour. I also have slap bracelets coming. And there's going to be 2, besides these rings. There's going to be things that people can get from me, and I'm going to charge, you know, more than what they're worth because they're not really buying these things. They're funding my tour. It's like a contribution to a mission. So the towel is going to be $500, marked 20% off for family discount, so $400. The slap bracelets are going to be $100, 20% off, $80. And The rings, I haven't decided yet. But anyway, yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm glad to see you on the chat, and thank you again. So would you say you said 32 in the front, 34 in the back? Oh, 34 in the front, 32 in the back. Okay. So I do have the electric pump. I'll just, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll check all the tires. But I'm trying to raise this up. So let me see. This is, I can't tell if this is freaking going up or down though. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I think this is actually going up. Yeah, it looks like it's. Yeah, okay, because the tire's able to go on better now. Let me do just a little more. That's easy. I always get scared with this thing, like something's gonna fall and break my shit. You know what I'm saying? Is this the right way though? It's gotta be. Okay. Got the bolts going this way, maybe? Or do they go this way? Which way do you think? The round side in or the flat side in? I can't even check the other tires because they'll know what? Taper in. So the round side. This side in. This side goes in, bro. Is that what you meant? Okay. Thank you. Three more. One more. Okay, tighten it. Oh, geez, what is this? Doesn't fit. Okay, let's try this one. Oh, now I should drop it down, right? I should drop it onto the floor. Oh, jeez, what the hell? Oh, this is going here. I see. This has to click in there. All right. It's too loose. This one. There you go. All right. Should I drop it on the floor and then finish tightening these? All right. Drop this down. Jack. hubcap's right behind me. Alright, it's loose and I can take it out. Oh, I see. I was doing this wrong the whole time. Okay. Cheers. Alright. There's that. I'll finish this. Oh, wrong way. Righty, tighty. Righty, tighty. Oh, let's see. Round side. Now I know how it feels for you to teach me how to kick. Tighten across from each other. Oh shit, I didn't do that part. Well. Actually, sit. Okay. And then the hubcap. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull the car out and just make them tight. Okay, I made it tight as I could. I'm gonna pull the car out and just check the Yeah, I think so. What do you think? I'm just gonna check the pressure again. On all the tires. Oh, that was Line up the hubcap with the air valve. Oh shit. All right. Nope, that's wrong too. Oh, I see. Okay.
You need the,
30, 34.
you need the mud wrench?
That one's good. Check over here. $34. $34. That one was 34 also. This one I got. It's only 30. I'm sorry. $32. $32. Should I go to 34 to have them all even, or keep the one 32? So put 34 on the other? Okay, I'll do it.
What's he called for? 30? 32?
Every other tire has 34.
Well, you should check the manual.
What? How is it going down? Oh, there we go. 34. I wasn't pushing.
32 PSI. Should be 32. Tire pressure over here on the side where the torque goes. It's on this side. It's the driver's side, right here. That's where it is. 32.
Well, I'm not going to let any air out, so I'll just leave it at 34. Is 2 PSI going to make a difference?
Not really. As long as you did it right, then it should hold.
They're all even.
Good.
That's the important part.
And there's a nuance too about when you're on the highway, you're driving at high speed
Okay.
for a length of time.
Yeah.
The air heats up, and what happens when the air heats up? It expands.
Okay.
So that you're on a highway and you got 32 psi, and after an hour you got 35 psi or 34. So they say on the highway when you're driving, you're going to drive 2 hours.
Okay.
Let it go down to 30 or even 29, whatever. If you're driving that, let the speed, you know.
What do you mean, check your tires after?
Well, tire pressure is important for the balance and gas miles and everything else, right? Hitting bumps, all that stuff.
Right.
So if you're going to make a long trip,
Yeah.
you're going to make a long trip, you let the air out of your tires before you leave. If it's 32, you bring it down to 28 or 29, something like that.
Really?
I'm not sure what the recommended pressure is, but you have to go lower. And then you're on the road for 2 or 3 hours, the pressure builds up in the tire. And you'll go up
Really?
to, yeah. Well, what's a hot air balloon?
Who's actually doing that?
The friction.
No,
The
but I'm
friction
saying,
of the
who's-
tire
who's-
heats up
who's
the air.
actually who's actually letting air out of the tires before they go on a trip?
But that's
You don't do that.
But that's I know that. But that's you ever go take a 3-hour trip? You leave in the morning. You take a 3-hour trip? No, it's
Yeah.
for long distances. You're going to Atlantic City. You're going up to New England. You're driving down to Florida. You do that. A hot air balloon.
Yeah.
How do they get the balloon to expand and open the air? You heat it up. That's all. It's the flames. So that's the same thing here. It expands. So theoretically, you heat the tire up to a certain degree, it's going to blow up. It's going to explode. It'll split.
Right, I see. So that's why you
The
don't.
air
want-
pressure, right?
But then it goes back down when you get.
Pellet guns. They have pellet guns that actually kill you. They're that power. What is air pressure?
Yeah. Well, that's how they kill the livestock with an air gun.
Oh yeah, well that's a lot of pressure. Though. That's like hundreds of pounds of pressure. They hit the back of the head of the livestock with a bolt. There's a bolt goes in, boom, like it hits it and kills it. Yeah. Which is very humane. Unfortunately, the animal instinct makes them aware of impending danger. So I've seen a video of sheep and goats and things like that being sent to the slaughterhouse. And when they get to the slaughterhouse, they go into the pen where they're going to be killed and they're trying to get out because they smell the death. So you have to they bring the cattle in one by one, and they get to a certain point, they hit them, boom, and then they get the body out of there, and then bring the other one in like that. It's, killing things is not a natural thing. It's not a natural thing for humans to do.
We don't have the body for that. We don't have the teeth. Our canine teeth are for fruit.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
People say, "Oh, yeah," because if you look at the anatomy of a human, there's a thing in us, on us,
No,
or
wait,
in
no,
us.
you're speaking to an educated vegetarian. I know all that stuff. I'm talking about actually killing things. And we started with air pressure.
Yeah.
And air pressure it can be dangerous.
Yeah.
That story I told you about the farmer and his son, they went to the nearest gas station to fill up a tractor tire.
Okay. Oh yeah, and it blew up.
And they didn't have the right, measuring pressure gauge.
Okay.
And it blew up and killed them both.
The shrapnel or the air?
Or whatever. The tractor tire is a big tire. It probably took pieces of metal from the rim, and killed them.
Was there a cover for the tube, the nozzle, whatever on the tire, like a little thing that you screw off? Remember screwing that off or not? 'Cause-
I didn't take it off. I didn't
Oh, okay.
touch the tire at all.
So-
I just brought it over here. What's
all right.
this?
So it must not have been on there.
This is the cover for something.
Yeah, I don't know what.
You put that stuff back, right?
Uh,
Garage and that thing that's hung up in the garage.
Mill Syrup Garage on my YouTube channel. He says air pressure killed Jaws, the shark in the movie.
Wasn't that a propane tank that blew up? He shot it. He shot the propane tank that the Jaws shark swallowed. Grabbed it.
We're saying propane, Mill Syrup.
He shot it, blew up, and killed him. That was a stupid movie. Really stupid. Sharks have the size. Their brain is the size of a walnut. There's no such thing as revenge in the shark.
Oh, he says it was an air diving tank. So when Jaws blew up, there was no flames. He just guts everywhere.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Cool.
Yeah. But that whole story, as good as it was, based on a lie.
That sharks.
Sharks don't have a sentient cell in their whole brain. All they are is eating machines. That's why they shouldn't be treated like they're monsters, because they clean up the ocean. And they only attack humans because they think it's prey. The instinct tells them it's prey. That's all. The only reason.
And then also because of human practices like fishing and boating, the animals are pushed to areas where they wouldn't normally be.
Well, that's true. I know, but you're talking about commercial fishing in that.
That's
The
one.
boating is not a problem. It's commercial fishing, because if we left to their own devices without the commercial industry, human beings would fare very well, and the animal and all the animals in the world would fare very well, because human beings are a part of nature. They're the ape predators now, but they're part of nature. The stewards of the earth, of course, they're stewards, but they're part of nature. Human beings, 7 billion humans on the planet, or more, left to their own devices without the commercial industry, they would never deplete the animal kingdom. And you can see it now, where there are whales and seals in New York Harbor now, right? There's an overabundance of deer in New York and Jersey, coyotes in New York. They're in Central Park. Why? Because we're not over killing them. We're not killing them for sport. We're just using, and you can see on what's very interesting, you see on the YouTube videos how animals interact with humans when they're put in the right environment. People who are running animal sanctuaries become friendly with wild wolves that ordinarily would kill you, but they become friends. They're like pets now.
Yeah.
Or the wolf pack has adopted them as part of their pack, right? You've seen the videos of the guy who raised the guys or the individual people who raise lions and tigers, and then they raise them at a certain point and they can't take care of them, and they put them in the wild, and a year later they come back, and the lions and the tigers jump on them and lick them, and that's the way it was when human beings were first on the planet. Adam and Eve and their children were on the planet. That's what it was. There weren't any wild animals that would kill human beings. That's the way it was. And human beings with the free will some of them became evil. They disconnected from nature, and this is what happened. Anyway.
So while I got you guys on the channel here, I want to just show you around. Can I show them your garage? We got
It's messed up. It really
we got
is.
are you selling any of this stuff? This
Yes,
you're working on? Oh, you are gonna sell it?
Well, eventually, but now we're working on fixing it. Yeah.
Okay,
As soon
that's
as I
called
get
the Interceptor.
Yeah, it's a Westwood Industries GoFor, GOFOR Interceptor.
Westwood Industry. I thought it was a Hyundai.
No, well, the Hyundai engine.
It's got a Hyundai motorcycle
And
engine.
a transmission. But it's a very simple machine to run.
They used to use it for the police to drive around and give tickets.
Yeah, they use it for parking lots and warehouses and things like that.
Are you selling this one?
Yes, I'm tuning it up now. That's all.
Okay, Triumph.
It's a Triumph, 78 Triumph. Nice bike. I had a long time.
Just in case
Very clean
anybody,
up.
just in case anybody's into vintage British bikes, there's a BSA, 2 BSAs.
Right. And there's a Norton that I have.
Are these the same exact bike? Thunderbolt?
That's a 69, this is a 70.
Oh wow.
And they're named after American airplanes. Because we saved their asses in World War II.
Okay.
And the First World War. And we had a Lightning, P-38 Lightning, a twin boom fighter plane. And this was a Thunderbolt. This was arguably the hardiest of our planes, and they killed more. The Thunderbolt killed more enemy planes than any other plane that we had.
As a
Even
fighter?
the P-51.
It was a fighter plane?
Yes.
Wow.
They're almost indestructible.
What?
Yeah.
What, because they're made out of iron or something?
No. Well, you can't have an iron airplane. It wouldn't fly.
Oh.
No, because it was designed specifically to take a lot of damage.
Wow.
Saved a lot of pilots' lives, that plane.
And this is your recumbent bike. Got
Yes,
the camera
that's what
switched
I-
up. That you
I have
built.
that. I think I built that 30 years ago.
It's the fastest bike in the world
Well, with the fairing.
because
with the fairing, that's the fast bike. Yeah.
the way that you sit, your legs are pushing in front of you instead
Yeah,
of
most
pushing
people know
down.
what that is. Yeah.
And then my dad's hobby, one of his hobbies, is welding. He built that out of a what now? What was that?
100-pound propane tank.
Propane tank. And then it heats the garage.
Yeah. Open it up. Open the top up. That's where the cooking is.
Oh, I see. You can cook on it. All right.
Of course you can cook on it.
Look at that. There's your skillet.
Yep. It was designed after a 1930s Flash Gordon movie.
There you
That
go.
was his rocket ship.
I never saw the original. I just
Oh, you should. It's
the
very
remake.
campy.
I saw the remake,
Yeah.
the one in the
They
80s.
had the Hollywood had no idea of what traveling space was, and they had a rocket ship that looked like that. First of all, flying in space that had blue skies and clouds, right, and smoke coming out of the rear end. And none of that stuff, of course, actually exists in real space. They didn't understand the space is a vacuum.
Some people claim you can't even get to space. Just
Meaning
like
what?
you know, moon landings were fake. Jeff Bezos, all he could get up to is
Think about that. Think about
firmament.
that. Think about that. Think about
Can't
what you're
get
saying.
past the firmament.
You can't leave your house without somebody knowing about it. Right? They tell you that. You walk out to the street and there's 350 pictures of you. If somebody was actually looking over your shoulder, the media, the government like that, you think you could launch a rocket into space with the people on it and land on the moon without somebody saying, well, that's neat. That's not fake.
Well, I mean,
That's
it's different time now.
No,
Back
no.
then, nobody even had phones.
Yeah. When they landed on it was 1969. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
everybody
Nobody
just-
had phones. What are you talking about?
No
We've
cell
had phones
I
since
mean.
the early 1900s.
I'm talking about cell phones.
So what? There wasn't any
Everybody
TV.
just
There was no
consumed-
TV. There was no TV. Nobody had eyes.
Exactly.
Nobody had TV in
No,
1969.
I mean, that's all you had. You had the truth that you received was from the
we
media.
we had cameras in Vietnam in combat.
Mhm.
The media was embedded in Vietnam.
Yeah.
We didn't have cameras to film a launch. That's all fake. The launch. The thousands of people who saw these rockets take off and
The launch.
the
No, I don't
TVs, the
think-
TV movies they had from landing on the moon. You think anybody can get away with making that fake? Come on,
Yeah.
you got to be reasonable. It's not fake. It happened. It actually happened.
Nobody
and
knows.
we still have equipment up there. We left equipment up there. Our space base, the base of the moon lander is still up there.
That's what they say. I mean, can you confirm that? You're the only person I trust. I don't trust these media people.
Oh, you trust me?
I trust you.
You trust me? Okay. It's real.
No,
Trust
no,
me.
I'm saying I trust you with what you can tell me that you know from experience. You're just reciting a talking
I can't tell you I
point.
was on the moon, but I can tell you I know it's real.
You
okay?
you're just reciting a talking point that was taught to you
It's
by
not
the
a point.
media.
I was in a bar in Brooklyn
Watching
in July
it
of
on
'69, watching it on TV.
TV. Stanley Kubrick created the moon landing
Why,
video.
why do you need to believe stuff like that?
That's why they killed him. Why
killed-
did NASA
What did they
lose the
assassinated
technology?
Stanley Kubrick? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Because he made the movie Eyes Wide Shut, which was depicting Illuminati rituals.
Well, the Illuminati I studied. I know what they. Illuminati goes back 300 years or 400 years. I know about them, and they still exist, and they're running the world now. But that's not the. But that's factual. The records go back to the time it was started. All right, it goes back. the Bilderbergers, the Council on Foreign Relations, all that stuff is true. But landing on the moon, you could not make that fake. There are too many eyes on it. The millions of people,
One eye.
thousands of people who made good living designing, building, and flying that rocket. The training that these guys are in. Right? That's one of the reasons why that flight, what is it, Flight 800? The one that blew up over
Challenger?
Long Island?
Challenger?
The airline. It was an 747, one of those big airlines, left JFK and flew out over Long Island and blew up.
Okay.
Remember that one? They said it was a rocket from a Navy boat and stuff like all this other stuff.
remember that.
All right? Okay. What did they find? It was human error. They it was bad maintenance, wires, an empty tank which shouldn't have been empty, and the wires sparked and blew up the fumes in the tank
Let
and,
me
and
tell you
killed
something,
everybody.
Dad.
That's what happened.
Something a wise man told me once.
Yeah.
Believe nothing of what you hear.
And only half of what you see. Who said that? My father. My father said that
Charles.
to me. Told me. That.
Charles Kumar.
Yes. That's a personal life. Yes, that's a very good philosophy. So if somebody tells you we didn't land on the moon, don't believe it.
All they could do is get to the firmament. It's like a water thing. That's why when you see Jeff Bezos' ship going up there, it comes across. It doesn't go straight up, comes across, and it looks like there's waves of water, like it's going through the water.
So what are you saying? There's water above us?
It's called the firmament. It's in the Bible.
I know, but it's after the flood, it's gone. You know that, right? The flood killed it. The flood emptied it down on us. That's why.
I didn't hear that.
Well, you didn't read the whole Bible. Read the flood. Read about the flood. They'll tell you what happened.
I did read that, but I don't remember them saying
No, here.
the firmament came down. The earth is not flat,
Yeah.
Londos. That's
Oh, you believe that?
No, that's a disinformation campaign. The earth is not flat. I don't believe that.
The earth is not flat? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. The earth is round.
Yeah, no,
You can
but
see it. You can look over the ocean and you
Some-
can see the round.
somebody on my chat's trolling. He says, "Oh, the
Yeah,
earth
okay.
is flat."
The earth is flat. Okay.
They come up with these outlandish conspiracies to try to discredit the real ones. It's called honeypot.
Outlandish theories like we didn't land on the moon, that kind of theory?
Well, the theory is that Stanley Kubrick was incorporated into the U.S. government, the CIA in particular, to use the technology that he used in the movie 2000.
Where's the source of that? What's the source?
2001.
What's the source of that? What's the source? Tell me what the source is.
I gotta look it up.
Well, he's pretty tired. He stayed up all night to watch me. I walk in and sleep. Ask me some more.
Steve, I'm as real as they come. Yes.
I was just sleeping. Wake up.
Yes, sir. You know, as I get older and I have more experience, I'm learning things that nobody ever taught me, that I had to learn myself. For example, women are evil. The female nature is actually evil. The male nature is productive. That's why they call it Father Sky in the native tradition. And they call it Mother Earth because, you know, the Catholic or some of the Abrahamic religions is that the devil or Satan is the Lord of this world. You know, God is eternal, but Satan kills you. So as soon as we come into existence, some people say, "Oh, you're born to die." It's not true, but it is true that, you know, the feminine is
Here, look what it says here. This is all we know about the all the speculation there is about what happened, 6,000 years ago. The only information we have is from here. All right, here. 600 year of Noah's life, and the second month, seventh day, or whatever the month, all the fountains of the great abyss burst forth, and the floodgates of the sky were opened. What does that mean?
All the fountains
All right?
burst forth.
And the floodgates of the sky were open. They had a mantle of water
Yeah, the
protecting
firmament.
the earth. All right? That prevented the gamma rays from coming down and destroying human beings with cancer and everything else, okay?
Yeah.
That came down.
Okay.
Now, God doesn't use his special powers to issue vengeance or punishment on them. He uses his nature. And probably happened, he sent that gigantic 5-mile wide planet killer and hit the earth, burst the mantle of water, came crashing down, and killed the dinosaurs. That's one version.
Right.
All right? Yeah. So there is no mantle up there. And we know that because we fly planes 60 miles high, and there's no water up there. It's just earth, gravity keeping the air and the other elements down around the earth, the gravity, and everything else after that is vacuum, space. Although it's not really vacuum because there's tiny particles floating around all over the place. Okay? It rained for 40 days and 40 nights, flooded the earth, killed everything, and then receded. That's as far as we know, that's the truth. There's no other version that challenges that.
All right. I'm gonna end the stream, and then I'm gonna show you on the thing of the where it shows the actual firmament. That's mine. Wait. Bubba Joe is asking, does your dad know of any local legends of the New Jersey Pine Barrens?
Local legends?
Of the New Jersey Pine Barrens.
No.
My dad's got stories about the 70s and 80s in New York City, being a police officer.
And don't forget, I was born in the 40s, so I know about the 50s and the 60s too. Especially the 60s, because I was a cop there, New York.
New York City, the 60s to the 80s. 20 years. We're
Well,
just...
longer than that. Longer than that. Don't forget, I was in the Coast Guard until the 2000s.
But that was
New
it?
York Harbor.
Oh.
Do this.
So, is that the accurate time over there? 1:10? Alright, I'm supposed to do lunch. Guys, I'll be back in a couple hours at the gym. Thanks, Dad. Oh, was it really hellacious in 74 New York, Pop? Why 74? Was that a particular year? He's asking.
The trouble started in New York in the 60s. Late 50s, early 60s. Late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
There were riots in the early 60s in Harlem. And then the drug epidemic,
Crack?
heroin. The 60s into the 70s, into the 80s, the worst decades, probably, well, I shouldn't say the worst because it was bad in the 1800s too. Right after the Civil War, there were over 100,000 homeless orphans living in New York.
Everybody died in the war?
Well, a lot of their parents, a lot of their fathers died, and the rest of them were just poor immigrants. Poor, mostly a lot of Irish.
Oh, that was that book you read. What was it?
Good old days that were terrible.
Yeah.
That was part of it. No, that was the history. Read the historical court cases, the historical histories of of what happened in New York in the last half of the.
Why are you asking about 1974 though? Was that called the Summer of Hell or something?
Well, if I remember correctly,
You're saying specifically
just to show you how bad it was. There was a period from 12-month period, I think from 1974 to 1975, or 1973 to 1974. 12 months from summer to summer, where 14 cops were murdered.
Oh.
They were killed. I was at I would say of the 14 cops, I was at 12 of the funerals,
Wow.
because I was a cop then.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the guys was one of my partners who got killed.
Really?
Yeah, Tommy Pegues.
You got
Shot
shot?
to death by a Rastafarian. Anyway, that was a period where 14 cops were killed. And I know that number because in that 12-month period, there were 13 homicides in the entire city of London.
Oh. There's more cops killed.
And there were 14 cops killed here. I think it might have been one of the years where there were 2,500 murders in New York, or close to it. It was getting huge. So you gotta compare that to the general population what was going. So 14 cops were murdered, and the murder rate was over 2,000. What was the rest of the city like? Daylight robberies on Fifth Avenue, right? Serial killers. 100,000 burglaries, 125,000 cars stolen, riots, anti-war demonstrations, riots in the prisons, in the tombs. It was every single day there was something going on. Fires. They were shooting at firemen. They would call in an alarm, and when the fire truck showed up, they were shooting at them from the roof or from the windows. It was, I'm telling you, it was like, it was bad.
Maybe.
Worse than now.
Well, now it's.
We had to escort the firemen.
I would say now it's more of a dystopian dictatorship that's.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a dictatorship. That's no problem. It's going to be like a moderate comparison to what China is now.
Yeah.
Not quite that bad, but it's going to get that way. Because that was a plan. It's a 100-year plan. Take over the country and then take over the world. Because we're the only obstacle right now, whatever was, in the way of a one-world government. One world totalitarian. The United States was the only obstacle. And the communists knew that when they took over Russia in the late teens and early 1920s, and they knew that they had to get rid of the United States for them to complete their goal, which is take over the world. And to do that, you couldn't attack the United States, a frontal attack. It had to be done inside. So right now, we have traitors and communists running the country. And if a miracle doesn't happen, we're done for. This is it. If you follow, realistically, you follow the pattern what happened to all the other countries that weren't taken over by revolution. You know, like Venezuela is the latest example. They started with a socialism, from socialism, then they worked their way, and they took over all the state. They made a private industry, state industries, and they shut down the media. They put the dissidents in jail or killed them. That's what's happening in this country now. They're shutting down free speech. One of the goals they have to do is take away everybody's guns. Because if you have an armed populace, you can't take over the country.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say.
In fact,
Like,
that's why Biden is going after. He's threatening to take everybody's gun away and stuff like this. They're going to do that. That's what they want. The first lethal blow for the country was the establishment of the Social Security system, the income tax. Then you control the money, and then you control the populace. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
well, Dad, thank you for raising me. First of all,
My job. It's my job.
to be vegetarian. I think the body comes first, and then a healthy mind and spirit comes from that.
I'm not what they call an ethical vegetarian, where I don't want to eat
No,
meat
it's
because I'm afraid of killing an animal. Because we're stewards of the earth, but the animals belong to us. God gave them to us, so He can feed us and clothe us and take care of us and do our labor. You know, but we have to take care of them because they don't belong to us.
But I've seen kids that they're normal, they're healthy, they're happy, and then they have a trigger that goes off, and it's from the chemicals.
Yes, but you have
The
to
brain
understand
doesn't
something
function.
also, that not just the food. not just food. It's the environment that you're raised in. And unfortunately, over the course of the last 6,000 years of human existence, we have errant DNA that was formed on us for things that happen into the climate and to the air and to the water and to everything else since they were put on this earth. They're more or less, Earth is more or less poisoned. So a lot of things, what they call allergies now, is response to an imperfect world.
Yeah,
You know.
I agree.
A
One
lot of
more.
it is chemicals. You know, people, you know.
Because there's a lot of examples of people that go through hard times and trauma, but they are able to heal. So
Yes,
that's
yes.
why-
Hang on a second. Let me just see.
I'm gonna end it there, Joe. I'm sorry because I have to get things done before I work out later. What are you watching that movie on Netflix about Son of Sam? That he's actually more than one person. I remember. I think I read a forum. People were talking about that. I'm packing up though. All right. Sorry, guys. Got STD. Didn't even hear about it. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's. No, it might be. What's the other killer? The clown guy. Is that Son of Sam? The clown guy? Oh, Millsap, you're saying no question that he was in the cult? Put my thing away. Maury Terry's book. I'll read it for instructions how to form a cult. The cult is health. You gotta eat health food, work out, no head contact, and no ejaculation for men. You have to learn semen retention. Over.